Here's how you stop yearning for validation as a man in 2024. You need to be comfortable knowing who you are. A lot easier said than done, right? Well, are you on your journey to get there? Let me ask you, are you on your physical fitness journey? Are you on your mental health journey? Are you on your financial journey? Are you keeping a circle around you that is healthy, that is leading you to lead the life that you want to live? Are you working towards an outcome or goal? Men, we're builders. Your validation stems from environment and likely childhood where our parents, we always seeked our parents' approval. At least I know, I can only speak for myself, I guess, is I was always seeking my parents' approval because if I did something bad or good, and I always wanted them to, look at me as good. I was the oldest child. I hated disappointing my parents. They sacrificed so much coming to this country that I knew that I needed to do something. So I put a big emphasis on making them happy and making them proud and making them be able to brag about me to their friends because they would brag about other people's kids to me and be like, yo, look what this guy did. It sucked. And I hated that feeling, but I always yearned for that validation to be enough for my parents. I think it's a very, very common immigrant child issue. I mean, that's not just a man issue, it's just immigrant child, even just a general child issue. You just yearn for your parents' approval to make them feel like they were proud of you. And then it comes down to your friends, right? Like when you're in elementary school, you're looking at your friends and you're like, okay, I want to be part of this group. Oh, I need to fit in with them, so I'll do this certain action. And it goes into girls, like, oh, girls only like this, I'll be like this, right? And like you start off as a nice guy, and then eventually you turn into some like asshole, right? Because nice guys finish last or whatever, and then you realize it's unfulfilling. Turn to a playboy, you realize the playboy life is not fulfilling. And then you eventually get to yourself, and you're like, what do I want, man? And speaking for myself, like I'm at a point right now where it's like I don't know what I want in terms of relationships, I know that I don't want to have one, and I know that I just can't entertain anyone else because I'm so focused on building myself. And I think as a man, you have to go through the stages of getting burned enough in terms of the validation portion of it that you eventually get to a point where it's like, I've had enough. If people think of me this way, then they're going to think of me this way. I can't help their opinion. All I can do is control my inputs that will lead to the outputs that will make me happy about myself in the mirror. Seek for your own validation, right? You should validate yourself. And I think that's more so what's missing in today's society, especially with young men. I'm getting through my journey as well of just learning, how do I make myself feel validated? How do I feel fulfilled? And I can tell you, by building yourself financially, physically, emotionally, mentally. Are you doing the hard things? Are you pushing yourself? Are you getting stronger? Are you getting faster? Are you getting sharper, right? You gotta always be improving and constantly working. You need to become your authentic self. And I think that realistically starts with keeping your own word. I think so many times we struggle as people to keep our own word, where we'll say, oh yeah, like I'll wake up at this time. Simple as that. Like I'll make my bed, or I won't jack off today. I won't do this. But when you end up doing it, you're like, oh, this whole day's ruined. Well, oh well. And then just spiral down from there. You need to be strong. You need to understand that your mind has no control over you. Your mind does what it wants, and your body will do what it wants. But it's up to you to control your body. Your body's the one taking action. Your mind will always be coming and going. Thoughts will come and go, but you gotta always understand that you won't always get the opportunity to build yourself. Life will come at you fast, especially as a young individual. So take your time and really look at yourself and build yourself, and understand that you will only get to a path of betterment once you realize that seeking validation leads to a black hole. Who would you rather be more content with? The person who could look at himself in the mirror every single day and say, I'm proud of myself, I wouldn't want to change who I am. Or the person who has their parents, their friends, their girlfriend be like, oh, I love this guy so much, he's amazing, he's doing everything. Deep down, you just feel so empty. Ask yourself, are you leading that life right now? Are you leading the life of what your friends think you should have, your parents think you should have, your sister thinks you should have, your girlfriend thinks you should have, your boyfriend thinks you should have? Like, have an honest conversation with yourself. It's your life, not theirs.